But people were saying that it was changing their lives. People were telling me that they were like leaving their jobs, breaking up with partners, changing cities. They're like, yeah, that weekend, like I just some answer came to me and then I just went for it. And I was just like, wow, this thing's awesome. It's really a good tool. Like it's something that um the joy of teaching it, I guess, is in a single dive. You can watch somebody with all these limiting self-beliefs and all these you can see it in their eyes. They're not really confident with what they're about to do, and they're like, "How could I ever do something like this?" And then they go underwater and they do a 12-meter dive or something, and they come back up and they're like, "I just did that," and this light just changes in their eyes, and then that person's life changed forever. That's a good little spark from there onwards, where they're like, "Cool, like I I can do things," and that's so rewarding. Hey, is just seeing the stoke that people get from uh, being able to pull themselves together and do something that we've all got the ability to do that we just don't really spend enough time doing, and it's pretty cool
And
to
it's
see
funny because
people access that.
you've got to go to the edge. Like you got to go to the edge of you got to challenge yourself. And if you don't go to that point, you're just not going to get there. But what is in your head specifically when you get in that water? Like what's going on with you?
Honestly, like it's not the most exciting thing. It's a whole nothing. I hit the water
Zen.
and I go blank. Yeah, you go blank. For me, like it's a moment, or I find it very difficult when I'm on the land and doing things to just remind myself to take a moment where it's just me and my thoughts can have permission to stop. There's always something I should be doing, or the next thing I should be planning, or just being self-employed and all that. There's always something you should be doing. Staying hydrated, talking to mates, getting to nature, all that, getting enough sleep, bloody, ticking all the boxes. But in the water, it's kind of just like
Doesn't matter.
I give myself permission to do nothing. And so on the surface, actually, the bit before the dive um, is probably one of the most magical bits because you get to sit there and you get to just gather as much joy as you can. So my best dives have always been and will always be in the lake. Even though it's not the deepest, they're the most joyful dives for me because I'm just surrounded by my bloody element, which is just the water and the rainforest. Can feel how like beautiful and significant that place is for many people now and in the past, and it's just such a magical place for all your thoughts to calm down and get to feel really welcomed by the place, and then you just pull yourself together and take a big breath and off you go, and um, that joy and that sort of peace that you find in the surface and the first bit is what carries through the rest of your dive. You take down what you've got on the surface, um, and it just gets better as you go down, pretty much.
Yeah.